Hey, welcome to the PetaPixel Podcast. For expert advice, incredible selection, and the best deals on photo, video, and lighting gear, you go to B&H. B&H is PetaPixel's new gear partner. And for even greater savings at B&H, we recommend the B&H Payboo credit card, which lets you save the tax. You pay the tax and B&H pays you back instantly. Save the tax on eligible purchases shipped to eligible states. Or you can pay over time with our 6 and 12-month financing on minimum purchases of $199 for 6 months or $599 for 12 months. Terms apply. Learn more at bhphoto.com/payboo. Credit card offers are subject to credit approval. Payboo credit card accounts are issued by Comenity Capital Bank. Hey, everybody. It's time for another fun-filled episode of the PetaPixel Podcast, where I'm joined by my boy, host of the show, Chris Nichols.
Hi. I'm wearing a hat.
And my editor-in-chief, other boy. Oh, yeah. What's up with the hat? You're unrecognizable without the poof top.
Yeah, I know. It was unrelated. Well, it'll be explained later in our other podcast, but I was planning for a different podcast today and it didn't work out. So I was going to wear that.
It's going full bro?
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
We should mention we're scrambling this week. We had a very last minute change of plans. So, yes. But you know what? We're resourceful. We can pivot on a dime and we're ready to just bring some exciting podcasting action.
The show must go on. Right now, Jordan, make the show go on right now. Let's do it.
Okay, great. We have some exciting news and a very exciting giveaway coming later. We've never done like a big giveaway before. I think we gave away like a Fujifilm S5 way back in the day. Do you remember that?
Way back in the day.
I think that was camera store days even, but I think that was the last time. Yeah, we've done a giveaway, so you can all stay tuned for more details on that. We're going to talk point and shoots a little bit, and we've got some news. But some people have been like, you know what? You guys are answering like one SpeakPipe question every week. We're going to attempt to rectify that as well and get to some of your questions as well this episode. But I always like to kick this episode off with a question, and I had one for our previous topic that was very well prepared, but that's not happening. So we're going to go into the random bucket. So let's imagine a world where both of our respective governments recognize the importance of YouTubers, okay? The Canadian government, the US government is like, you know what? These people are a cornerstone bedrock of our economies now, and we're doing them dirty. Because once they stop making YouTube videos, they're going straight to the poverty line. So they're like, you know what? We've got an exciting new pension retirement plan for YouTubers. So when you become irrelevant, people stop watching your videos, they set you up with a new end-of-life program. What would you want that to be?
Oh my God.
How would you want to spend your final years after people stop watching your videos, ideally?
That is so elaborate and bizarre. So just to be clear, this was on your list of things to ask, like if you needed to pull
it had 2 question marks after it. It just said YouTube retirement question. I then expanded on it on the fly.
So you're saying in this fictional universe where governments care about people, they are giving
It's like we're government employees, but this is a unique pension specifically for the YouTubers among us.
So you're asking like, how would I retire? Like, what's my ideal retirement?
Well, I don't think they want us interacting with the general populace. So they're going to set us up with like a separate, maybe like a retirement community or something like that.
I'm so confused by this question.
You know, to be completely real with you, I actually think being somewhere where I could wake up every morning and go fishing with Chris actually sounds lovely.
See? Yeah.
So they just put you like the Northwest Territories. They're like, this is uninhabited land. It's like when they were giving away free land for people who went west. It's a similar idea.
Jordan, I'm confused because it seems to me what you're implying is we would all get, as like YouTubers, influencers as a whole, it's not just a pension where we get money, we can do whatever we want. You're like, we'll be segregated into a prison community where we then have to be separated from the rest of society.
Prison
I think we should be.
They would film it as like a reality TV show and sell ad spots on it. That's what would happen.
So that's not what I want.
Pay for it. Yeah. That's not what I want.
I love Jaren's out to pasture. So I'm just going to say, like, they set us loose in a sunny field. All the hay notes we can eat. And we can just live out the rest of our days out there. I
think what would happen, I mean, I would love for Jaren to just like be with me fishing. That'd be great. I think what would happen is they would take all of us. They would say that we're going to go to this amazing place and get paid a bunch of money. We'd walk through like a brightly lit doorway, and then we all get chewed up in a machine, and we get recycled for the energy to power AI programs that are, making everything irrelevant anyway.
Got it.
So
but
it'd be like
a more
Soylent
violent Matrix.
Like Soylent Green, but we're getting fed to the AI energy grid rather than people.
Don't they give us to like the Gen Z YouTubers? They're like, here, drink this smoothie. They're like, why? It's like,
YouTube smoothie.
It will give you the power of your elders. Don't ask questions. Just drink it.
There you go.
Listeners, I am so sorry. We really had a good episode planned, and it all fell apart. So now
it's
you
have
to suffer with us. But let's get to that title screen in there, so I can tell you how you guys can win that camera that's limited. So let's do that.
Dear Lord.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay, so this week's podcast sponsor are our friends at B&H Photo. Now, we always, talk about B&H Photo's Payboo card, but this time we're going to talk about B&H Photo's stock of cameras, because you see, they have
extensive,
a ton of them. Everything you need, brand new, even some used. Chris and I like to go check out their film section whenever we go in New York, see what they've got.
Oh, yeah.
They've got some really cool stuff on display. Some stuff's not even for sale. Like if you go into the store in New York, you can go look at some like just old cool cameras from back in the day. But anyway, what we're doing here is we'll talk about this later in the show, but Canon's limited edition Powershot G7X Mark III.
Yes.
That's the one that I think it was originally announced was coming. Was it in January even? I think it was in January.
We talked on the podcast about it. Yeah. It took a little while for them to make that new top plate, a few months. Yeah.
So that's actually available to order this week. So as you're listening to this podcast, you can order, or at least like be told you can order sometime this week. Some people are doing it today with the recording day, which is April 28th. I think some are doing it tomorrow, April 29th. You can order directly from Canon's store. They're doing a lottery, some sort of lottery program. B&H is doing a waitlisted lottery program. And then like Adorama, you can't even order it online. You have to go into the store. We don't know how limited these are, but we're under the impression they're quite limited. But don't worry. Don't worry a little bit. One of you doesn't have to worry. We have secured one, thanks to our friends at B&H, so that we can give one away to you. We will do a full description of how you can win that later in the episode when we approach our main story. Nice. But it's going to involve just being involved, talking to us in the comments.
Which I know is hard. Very hard. Very, very, like under duress, but it'll be worth it.
Actually, you know what? I'll just tell you now how you're going to win it. So you can either do it here on YouTube. We're going to post a clip on Instagram. And we're also going to post an article on PetaPixel. So those are your three options. If you post a comment, and I'm telling you, you can do it in all three places and enter 3 times. You post a comment on God. I can't track that. I have no idea how to stop someone from commenting on YouTube, Instagram, and on the website. So I'm going to go ahead and make it part of the rule. You can enter 3 times. We're going to pick a random winner. In that comment, send us a link to your portfolio, because we want to make sure a real photographer gets this. So you have to show us that you are a real photographer by sending us a link to your portfolio. That can either be a website, an Instagram. If your portfolio is video-based, show us your YouTube channel. Put that in the comment and then tell us in 2 sentences what you will shoot photographically with this camera, because we don't want you to turn around and flip it. We don't want you to put it on a shelf. We want you to actually use this camera. Just like I have one of those limited edition Fujifilm X100VIs. I use that guy. That is my X100VI. We want to see you guys use the Powershot G7X Mark III for your work. So tell us how you're going to do it. So again, in the comments below, link to your portfolio and tell us what you are going to use this camera for. We will be picking a random winner. I'm going to get all of the comments from all 3 sections together. I'm going to throw them in a random number generator, and I'm going to hit go. And that's what's going to happen. We're going to pick it that way. So you have from when this podcast is posted until we record the next podcast next week. So that is Pacific time on the 5th of May at 9 a.m. That is when I will no longer be looking
for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go.
All right.
You will listen and we'll tell you the winner. Just so you know, we are covering the shipping costs. And also, unfortunately, this has to be United States only because B&H only wants to ship to the U.S. But we are going to cover the shipping costs. At no point will we ask you for any money. So if you see anyone coming to you impersonating PetaPixel or one of the 3 of us and saying you need to first pay us something, that's a scam. We're never going to ask you for money. We'll reach out to you directly in the best way possible when we do that. And good luck.
Cool.
Full description of rules.
If I won, I would get a PetaPixel membership. I'm just saying, you say we're not going to ask for money, but if I got like a free, highly sought after camera, I would probably get a PetaPixel membership at that point.
Yeah,
I think Jaron was saying important things. Go ahead, Jaron.
Yeah, in the description below, you'll see the full rules and all the stuff you need to abide by in the full description if you want to make sure you see that. One more, actually. If you're listening to this on Spotify, I will also take into consideration comments on Spotify. So you can do that too. So if you're commenting that way, perfect. I get those and see them just fine. So good luck to everyone through those 4 methods, because I had Spotify right there at the end. And with that, you can tell how scripted this was and ready to go. And with that, let's get into the news. We'll loop back to talking more about the G7X in a little bit. Let's start with I'm back. I feel like I've said this company's name many times over the years.
Yeah.
Their latest product is an APS-C sized sensor on top of a metal strip connected to a little film canister sized processing unit and battery that lets you take digital photos with your film cameras. This project has raised over $850,000 on Kickstarter.
People want it to happen. At the time of
recording, 858,302, 1,436 backers. We published an article, specifically Jeremy talked to I'm Back and also published a lot of information about the company's history and like what they're doing and what you need to know before you throw your money down on this, because this is not as straightforward as like the general concept sounds. It's pretty complicated. And this company doesn't have the most sterling history. And the product doesn't exist yet.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
It's such a cool dream, right? And we've kind of had some experience with the old I'm Back system. So this isn't the first time they've done this. And let's be fair, they do have a somewhat successful product. Successful, I don't necessarily mean sales, but I mean it does actually take photos. They have a somewhat successful product that can capture digital imagery by replacing the film door on a lot of cameras. But it requires like hokey adapters and a big thing on the bottom and whatever. And it's not nice to use. And, the image quality is dubious, but it does like work. It takes a photo. And so there's some of that research and development that's already put into how do you make multiple cameras trigger properly to capture this photo, right? It's really Leica's fault. Leica started this, right? With their digital module R. They made this hideous back monstrosity. It was crazy expensive that went on the back of their R series SLRs. But they have the advantage of being able to R&D it exactly for that one particular body style and platform, right? So what I'm Back is trying to do is like make something that'll work with any camera out there. So it's a brilliant idea if you can fit it within the actual housing of the camera body, right? You don't change the ergonomics.
They did.
And that's what they're trying to do, right? And I get you'd have some onboard storage within the film canister, USB-C port to charge it and download your photos, I assume. And of course, it's got to power everything. It's got to power the whole capture. But it's also going to have to find some way to trigger when the camera fires. Either that or it's just always scanning and it just, captures images when it sees it. I don't know. Like, how do you transfer that trigger, the shutter firing to actually recording
a little remote control?
That's the thing that I feel like is, boy, it's taken me out of it. So in order to use this, they actually tried multiple attempts at how you do it. Like a sound sensor that would go when you like racked the shutter or whatever. They said that was too complicated. They tried to do something else where like it would somehow communicate with what the camera was doing mechanically. None of those things worked.
No.
Because why would they? So the other issue is if you don't have some way to tell the sensor to turn on, that bad boy is going to be on constantly and it will burn that battery out immediately. So what they have you do instead is it ships with this tiny little Bluetooth remote that you would, I would assume, affix to the back of your camera. So
Chris
when you're ready,
look overjoyed.
No,
it's kind of ugly. You would push the button to tell it that you're going to prepare to take a photo, and then if you take a photo within I think it's like a 10-second period around when you've pushed that button, that's when it recognizes that it's taken it. But you probably can't take two in quick succession because the sensor still thinks it's the one.
Right.
That to me
that's my understanding.
It's a very well, you can do a double exposure, hooray, or you can shoot one photo every 10 seconds or whatever it is. It's some amount. It's not, don't quote me on 10 seconds, but it's somewhere in that window. It's the sensor's on and then it turns on and it's on again. Yeah. They have added stuff to this since the initial pitch because, as you can imagine, that small canister needs to hold all of the electronics and the battery. That's not going to be a very big. Yeah. It's not a very big battery. So they have an external battery attachment that you can get for it, which you stick on the back of your camera. And then they're like, well, some people want to be able to have live view. Okay, so now we have a monitor that you can stick onto the battery that goes onto the back of your camera. It then, to me, I haven't seen any pictures of what this would really look like in whole. And I'd like to point out they used a lot of AI to show their graphics. Because they were, I guess they're trying to save money or whatever. So a lot of these images are not really indicative of what it's going to finally look like. This sounds hulking and difficult to use.
Yeah. The big problem is always that it's frustrating to use these products in a lot of cases because of all the hoops that you have to jump through to actually get an image, right? So which is going to sap the fun out of it, or it's going to limit it to people who are shooting more like slower, more thoughtful kind of photos, but like any sort of quick street or whatever, I don't think it's going to, who knows? I mean, look, it's a cool dream. It's a neat idea. They got way more money than they thought. So there's obviously a lot of people that buy into this dream, but will it come to fruition? I don't know. And if it does, is it going to be really hokey and painful to use?
The big warning for me is they're showing proof of concept images, and these aren't from the camera that they're planning to sell to people. No. So this is a Micro Four Thirds sensor that they've managed to get working. That I believe it's the CEO is currently shooting with.
But the Micro Four Thirds was the original. That was like they did this before. They tried this at one point,
but with the whole system around it. So now they're like, okay, we've miniaturized it, so it'll go into the film holder on it without the external attachments, but not with the sensor that they're pitching to people that it's eventually going to have. And I just have to assume a 26 megapixel APS-C sensor with twice the surface area is going to chug on that battery a whole lot faster as well. And it's basically going to make those extra bits essential as opposed to like optional accessories.
Did they give any explanation of how they're going to deal with the differences in distance between the image circle to where the film canister is actually held? Like, is there like a sliding mechanism to slide this sensor further away or closer? Because not all cameras have the same distance from where the image is captured to where the film canister is held. And the whole idea is that this sits inside your camera, right? They're also making a version for rangefinders. or are they going to have like a series? Maybe what makes sense is you'd have to buy a series of different versions of this that just have different distances that will fit most, level lists. Like, this will fit the Nikon FE-FM, the OM1, I don't know. Like, either way, I commend them for trying to do something which would, in theory, be really interesting and fun to use and breathe some life back into a lot of analog photographers who want to maybe just have the convenience of digital. But man, it just seems like there's a lot of hurdles to jump to make this actually usable.
Well, and the funny thing there too is if you're using a rangefinder or like a 35 millimeter SLR, potentially live view could help you if you don't have the sensor completely aligned accurately to the lens.
Sure.
But if you're using the optical viewfinder or the rangefinder on your rangefinder camera and they're not perfect, every single shot is going to be out of focus unless you get that live view attachment to sit on the back. Then you can manually focus with that, at which point, why are we even using a film camera? We're live view focusing off the back. Like, it's basically
it's
a box.
Pointless.
Yeah, just put those lenses on a mirrorless camera.
You're not getting the fun out of it. It's crazy. I don't know, man. Hopefully these people don't get screwed.
So as is our now policy at PetaPixel, every time we report on a Kickstarter, we donate the minimum amount we can. In this case, $1 US, so that we are considered backers, so that we can see hidden comms. Because a lot of the time on Kickstarter, they do their communication, but it's only for backers. So we don't know like the excuses for a late delivery that they show up unless someone tells us what they are. We're backers now, so we can see what happens. So we're going to keep, this is what we do with Kickstarters, and that allows us to feel okay about writing news about them. And so it doesn't feel like we're just scamming you. We also don't do Kick Booster ever. So we really have nothing to gain by talking about this other than people are clearly interested. $850,000 for this thing on a product that doesn't yet exist is bold, and good luck. Imagine how easily dust is going to get on that sensor. God, that thing's going to be so cheap. Sticking with the analog story, this happened as we started this podcast. Jeff Bridges WideluxX, so WideluxX, is real, and they're taking orders right now. By the time you're listening to this podcast, they might be sold out because we're tracking it, and in the first half hour, they sold 75. There will only be 349 in this initial run.
Oh, they're going to sell the first run, no problem.
So that's going to sell out. But the WideluxX is going to cost $4,400. They expect to finish the first run of production in the next 4 months, and they will start shipping them to it's not really backers, pre-orders, in the next 6 to 8 months.
Very cool.
That's what we know.
This has got to be right up your alley, and you're probably pretty excited. Hey, Jaron?
Well, I don't shoot with Widelux. I shoot with TX1, X-Pan, and
a shutter.
I like singular images. The way this one works, for anyone who doesn't know how Widelux works, it uses like a spring mechanism to move the lens array across the film backing. So
it curves the film.
Yeah.
It curves the film into a semicircle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It exposes across the semicircle.
So theoretically, and this is what Jeff Bridges really likes about it, is you can take two exposures as the swing happens. So he likes to take a picture of people doing two faces. So he'll do one with him making a sad face and one with a happy face, and he just moves the camera quickly. So there's like a weird squiggle in the middle, but two faces on each side. That's like his thing. The thing is, I may not shoot Widelux, but our friend Dima does. And Dima owns multiple Widelux cameras.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, he's so cool.
He is very cool. Actually, there was a almost brand new, out of the box, gorgeous Widelux that came on sale last year at Blue Moon Camera Machine here in Portland. And it came with the original box. The felting was still in there. And I was like, oh, I want to go take a look at that. That's cool. I've never seen a Widelux. And I go to the store and it's like, oh, we sold it already. And I was like, oh, that's darn it. And I was talking to Dima. I was like, oh yeah, I bought that.
Of course you did.
Jerk.
I mean, this is cool. Like, it's neat to see sort of a passion project come to life. I mean, for people that don't know, the original manufacturer Panon, or at least the the latest manufacturer Panon, their factory burnt down a couple decades ago, made the Widelux basically impossible to get new. He loved it. He wanted to make remake this kind of thing. $4,400. That's a lot, but it's not that much more than what you would get on the Panon versions used. And you also got to remember, like, this is going to come with brand new parts, fully machined properly, like all new. It's going to give you 2-year warranty as opposed to 0-year warranty with a used one. And it also makes sense, like, if you want to keep the Panon as a more collectible, keep it in nice shape, then this could be your, air quotes, beater if you wanted to. But it's just cool. It's neat to see a photographer who really loves this format just put in the time and effort to then remake it for the public. So good on you, Jeff.
It also includes a DVD copy of Tron in every box. I think it's unfortunate it's not a Blu-ray or 4K edition.
It does.
But clearly there were a few extra standard def ones kicking around. So if you haven't experienced the wonder of the original, I thought it was odd too. It's not Legacy or, the new one. But anyways, you can get your Bridges on there too.
Jeez, that was a Chris Nichols-esque side tangent there, Jordan. Okay, so I'm going to assume you're not. I think Chris has it open in front of him. I'm going to assume you haven't. You don't have the product page in front of you, Jordan. How much do you think the WideluxX weighs? I will take either grams or pounds.
1,600 grams.
It's a couple.
Wow,
pounds,
you think that weighs nearly 4 pounds?
No, it's like
I assumed it was ridiculous because I've never held one or seen one in real life.
2 pounds.
Based on you asking this question, I assumed it would
2
be
pounds is
elephantine.
880 grams.
But these cameras, if you've ever held one in your hands, the Wideluxes were like solid chunks of metal. Like they're big, strong assemblies. Yeah. If ever there was a camera you could murder someone with, this is it.
It's the Pentax 7 is the murderer's camera of choice.
No. This has got harder edges.
This is the new
edges.
podcast, Best Camera for Murder.
Yeah. Pentax has a handle. I'll give you that.
The things to think about here. We may have ordered one. So we've been trying.
You should know.
We've been trying to get Silver Bridges, which is the company that is the collab between Jeff Bridges and this other group that they are working with can we just borrow one? We'd love to make a video about it. The only response I've ever gotten from them is, yeah, we're excited about it too. So like, okay, cool. So we put in an order for one. We'll do our best. It's expensive. So here's the thing. Like, it was not an approved business expense by PetaPixel, by the way. It was a lot. We don't have.
You're going to ask for forgiveness?
So like,
we're going to have to sell it immediately
personal
after
expense that is currently being split between me and Dima to buy this.
You guys are crazy.
But that's not all. Because Dima has other Wideluxes and we have a Chris Nichols, when we get this camera, I'm going to...
Don't you dare.
Port him down to Portland.
No, don't you dare.
And you're going to
make me shoot one?
Yes. And I think
and
you
compare
and
it to the original.
Yeah, the original. You can shoot both, and we'll go get them developed at Blue Moon together. And you can stay in my house, and we'll do a video.
Sounds good.
6 to 8 months from now. There you go.
Great.
At the time of my speaking right now, there are 266 remaining. We'll see if they sell it by the end of the day.
Nice.
So by the time you listen to this, they might be gone.
Let's also I just want to point out Jeff Bridges' lovely wife is also a prolific photographer, and she is fully part of this project as well. So let's not forget that too.
She is.
What's her name?
Susan.
I think it is. It's Susan Bridges. Yeah, he's right.
See?
Nice job.
Yeah. All right. This is a Jordan story because it's kind of neat, but it's also kind of weird. A batch, which is relatively small because there's some duplicates here because there's DGDN and regular DGs. Some Sigma L-mount specifically lenses just got some really good usability upgrades, and it's a little bit confusing why it's only these lenses. So the lenses that get
the Alliance.
Sigma 20 millimeter, Sigma 24 millimeter, so the 20 millimeter f2, the 24mm f1.4, the 24mm f2, the 35 f1.4 original DGDN art, the 50mm f1.2 DGDN art, and the 50mm 5.6 DGDN OS Sports.
Oh,
the only ones that this affects.
500mm, 5.6, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say, what did
That's
I say?
a weird list.
Yeah. It's a very
That's my
weird
main
list.
takeaway from this. I mean, the functionality is very cool on this.
So, Jordan, what did they get?
So now they're getting the ability to use the focus ring as a command dial. On those guys, you can also adjust the focus direction, which is something, if you're coming from a Nikon and you're a weirdo, you can now flip that because the Sigmas have historically focused the correct direction. So I wasn't begging for this like on Nikon bodies where I was like, please listen to all videographers who focus the same direction. It's less essential, but I mean, it is definitely nice to have that. And what's really cool for me is they're T-stopping these lenses. So if you're using them on set, you can actually tell what the transmission is. I'd love to see this in all lenses so we could just say, hey, this is a pretty efficient design. Our T-stops are very close to the f-stops, or hey, we're losing quite a bit of light with this optical formula. Yeah. I think it's information that's really nice for even photographers to have. Like sometimes you'll notice like, hey, my ISO is running higher with this lens, even though I'm same aperture and shutter speed as other lenses. That's because of the amount of light it's transmitting. Now you could have access to that information, but it's just cool functionality. What's nice is they're doing it with the old lenses, which means theoretically they should be able to add this to the entire lineup. It's not something where they're just putting, T-stop information and focus direction into the latest stuff and the old stuff won't work. Hopefully this will roll through the entire line. But what a weird collection. And not even just like the old stuff that's really popular, that there's a bunch of them out there. The old stuff that's weird and eclectic. So I don't know if this is just a try. I don't know why these lenses were selected.
Let's remember too, it's also specific to a certain series of cameras right now, right? Like they have a supported list of cameras it works with. So it's not just the fact these lenses are old and in some cases, kind of strange choices, but also it only works on the S1R2, the S1 II, the S1 IIe, the S5 IIe, the S5 IIX, and the S9, all from Lumix, Panasonic. So,
and of course the Sigma bodies too support this, right, Chris? Right, Chris?
No, they do not, which is odd.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's very weird. So, look, I don't know. It's a step in the right direction. It's great. And you know that we love Sigma. We love we talk very highly about the corporation and the lenses that they make. Absolutely. And rightfully so. But I have to still give props. Can we all just take a moment and give props to the Tamron company?
Yeah.
For making third-party lenses that have some of the best customizability through their app and have for, God, it feels like centuries, obviously it's not, and have had it forever, and it works across all the platforms, and it's just like, good to them. I mean, would it be great if they actually made some primes like this in the first place that we could use? Sure. We've complained about that before, but you got to give Tamron their props for having the foresight to put these controllers in the lenses so that you can update and do that through the lens. Anyways.
Yeah, because the only way to upgrade the firmware of these lenses is either through a supported camera with the lens attached or with the USB dock that you can get for Sigma lenses, which does allow you to do some other fine tuning and stuff too if you get the dock. Like the dock actually, I believe, was the first time any company did this, and then Tamron took that idea and made it better.
I don't know if they did
Tamron
it
had a DSLR dock around the same time. I'd love to know which was exactly
came out
first.
At the with the 35 1.4, the original. So I'm fairly I'm okay being wrong. So listeners, tell me if I'm wrong. I think Sigma's came out first, but I think Tamron has clearly done it better. But it was really close in time.
Tamron's Focus Pull, that's the new focus pulling app is fantastic.
It's cool.
It's great. Like they're ahead. They're definitely ahead that way.
Do you think this is an early sign that Sigma's like, we heard that you said other companies should offer this? Looking at Tamron, so. We're going to go ahead and do it too. Do you think this is like a response?
I would like to take 100% responsibility based on the title of that video.
You mean credit? You mean the word credit?
Credit. Yes.
I mean, if it doesn't work, maybe I'm taking responsibility too. But yes, credit. Thank you, Chris. I want
You're
it
welcome.
all. Bring it to me in large unmarked bags of credit.
Okay. Well, hopefully this comes to other lenses, because it is really weird that the one that really stood out to me is the Sigma 3514 DGDN art, the original.
Yeah.
But why?
A lot of people still rock it. That's why.
Yeah, I understand that, but why that one and not the new one too? Yeah, it's an odd exclusion. And also, one last thing I want to mention: several of these are the I series lenses, and those are great with the BF, which doesn't have a ton of onboard controls. It would be super sweet to be able to make that control, the manual focus ring, into a control ring for the BF. Would that not be awesome? It's not a support.
It'd be great. It'd be awesome. Yeah. There's probably like this very small team of Japanese software engineers that are desperately trying to do this, and they're getting worked harder than like a AAA game title, game designer.
Dev.
Yeah, and they're just like, who knows?
This is all we got. All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of companies listening, Chris, Viltrox listened to you. They heard you complain at length about the screen on the 35 millimeter. I skipped one. That's fine. We'll go back. You
skipped one. That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
But let's do Viltrox.
Yeah, I think this is actually more related to what we were just talking anyway. They listened. They got rid of the screen. And they lowered the price because of it.
For. That I'm taking full credit for. Yeah. So their Pro series of lenses I really like. I like the handling. They work well. They're optically. Right? No, I know. The Pro series I really enjoyed the handling of when I tested them, right? They're optically nice, they're simple, they're basic, but they work really well. When I played with the Lab series, their premium edition, I found the LCD screen to be kind of hokey. I did not like the aperture ring. I did not like that it was relying on electronics to convey aperture information to you, and it felt prestigious because it was all techie, but it felt excessive and bloated. So they've taken that off. They've gone back to a proper aperture ring with painted numbers. They got rid of that LCD display. Jordan looks like he smelled something bad there. I don't know why.
I'm just curious. I missed the thing about the apertures being hard stopped now. I was under the impression it was just the screen that was getting eliminated from those, but I may have missed that because I was going to say the one thing that I had the biggest issue with was the aperture ring on the Lab series. But if they fixed that, then I'm now fully on board and stoked and amped.
Yeah. It looks like they absolutely listened to what our complaints were, and I'm sure other people complained about it too. So yeah, great on them. Make it less money. The Lab lenses are optically fantastic. I mean, that is their most premier optical formula that they're using. So yeah, this is awesome news. Great.
They are sending one just so that you can see what it's like. I don't know if we'll get a dedicated video to it, but maybe we can do like we'll have a segment of the podcast where Chris reviews the new 3512 Lab. It's called the 35 f1.2 Lab N. Maybe the N stands for Nega, like without the display.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows? I like it.
Neat. All right. Now
is
the
it
other
cheaper?
story.
Sorry, Chris said less expensive too. Okay.
Yeah.
That's $200
great. Yeah, man. No, that's awesome. Dude,
I believe it's $7.99 or $8.99. It is like very let's take a step back.
They were already a really good price.
F1.2 is, as you guys have mentioned, not always necessary and is usually accompanied by a very high price. To get 1.2 it's $850.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, the basis of our review when we played with the first Lab 35mm with the screen and the stupid aperture ring was, I hate the stupid screen and aperture ring, but this lens still represents fantastic value for the dollar. Like, it was a gem for the amount of money that you're paying for it. So this just makes the lens even cheaper and even better from a handling aspect. So you don't see that very often from a company. You really don't see a company go back on a design decision. They usually just kind of try to own it, and even to some degree imply like, well, there's something wrong with you if you don't like it because everybody else likes it, And so, yeah, who knows? This is great.
No word on this coming to Nikon Z mount yet, and no word on if the other Lab lenses, which have these same issues with the little screen that Chris has mentioned, and Jordan
I sure hope. Well, they did. So I sure hope that they fix the 85 or something like that too.
Yeah, they have
that 135.
Exactly. Yeah. We asked specifically, hey, you can do this to 135 because 135 is awesome. Yeah. No word on that yet, so we will see. Okay, now the thing that I skipped, and I'm going to go back to it now because it's
easy news,
related.
Happy news.
Yeah. Samyang's Schneider Kreuznach. Am I saying that right? Kreuznach. Anyway, I know how to say Schneider. That one I can say.
Schneider Kreuznach.
They finally, 3 years after joining the L-Mount Alliance, are bringing their second lens to the L mount. They've only done one to this point, and the first of the Schneider Kreuznach collaboration lenses, the 14 to 24 f2.8, will be on L mount right after you finish listening to this podcast. So it'll be on April 30th. It's also known as Rokinon. If you're in some regions,
in
it's the same lens.
Yeah.
It's the same lens, same optical formula, same everything.
Yeah. Nice.
Chris was a little maybe under enthused with it as a photographic lens. I think like he was expecting a little better optical performance since this was their debut with Schneider Kreuznach. But there's a huge video install base on L mount, and having an ultra wide lens that accepts filters makes a ton of sense for this. There are some Sigma options for quite a bit more money, but if you're looking for an affordable gimbal ultra wide, this is going to be a really compelling choice. So I think, I'm even like, do I need to throw one of those on an S1 too? That might be nice when I don't want to stick a 25 millimeter Izu prime on it and throw my back out. This could be pretty sweet. So yeah, it's interesting for sure. It's a great choice of mount.
It'd be it's a good point for video because like it's perfectly sharp and it'll be way more than you need for video. And videographers like ghosting. Sometimes a little bit of ghosting with a dolly or a pen isn't a bad thing. So yeah, it's going to be cool.
Like 100% perfect optics does not make great video every time. Like as Jordan mentioned, really the ISO primes, they have problems. They have their Loca is outrageous.
Is there?
It's so bad, but like
Loca-licious. Yeah, we're gonna steal Loca-licious.
The rest of it looks great. Also, for those of you listening, Jordan does like to remind everyone that he's bearing an incredibly heavy cross every time he shoots with ISO primes. He wants you to know he does it for you, but it hurts him physically. Yeah.
It's not just the glass. It's the rig. It's the follow focus. It's the tripod, like a proper video tripod, which I'm going to talk about in the future. Love that tripod.
Yeah, you like it?
But I was saying recently, it's funny when I shoot with an autofocus standard zoom, I get like 4 to 5 times as many clips of Chris taking photos. So obviously we get the talking points when I'm shooting with the big glass, but when he runs off and quickly grabs a photo and I'm like, leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, let's level out this center column. There we go. Now we're going to manually focus. Okay. Oh God, he's already like 3 blocks away and taking another photo. So it does make things tricky, but damn, they look nice.
You do have to chase him. I agree.
If anybody watches this on the street and they see me shooting, they're like, why does Chris Nichols take 3.5 minutes to take a photograph? Like, this is weird. You know what I mean?
And he's like gold.
And he's seemingly frozen the whole time. Like, what's he trying to do? Is he try to like breathe or like steady himself? What is going on? Like, what is wrong with this guy? It is so because often. Jordan is like, hold it, hang on. Say, do it again, hang on. Okay. And then it always ends up good. And then I'm like, did you get it? Did you get? Yeah. Okay. And then I can. Yeah. It's a thing.
I'd love to show you the order on my memory cards where it's a lot of Chris talking. And then at the end, there's like 6-7 shots of Chris taking photos. Cause I'm just like, screw it. Just fudge it. Just hold the camera. So I have something to cut to at some point. Yeah. I've missed you every time you went to take a picture. Yeah.
Looping back, that tripod, we did go tripod shopping in New York earlier this year, and Jordan was like spending time with every one of them at B&H to see like which one of these do I actually want, and then we acquired one from B&H, and I'm glad to hear that you like it.
It is working well.
Yeah, yes. I think we'll go into some detail on it. It's an e-image one. I don't recall the model number off the top of my head, but I'd like to talk about it at some length because it's a really good combination of usability and even after everything I just said, speed as well. It's fairly quick, all things considered.
They can only be so fast.
Yeah.
It was all right. Cool. That B&H is a lovely transition to remind people that B&H is our sponsor of the podcast this week because we're giving away a limited edition 30th anniversary Canon Powershot G7X Mark III. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. The way that this was rolled out was sort of last minute and very confusing at first. Like how could you purchase one of these and through what method and we still don't know. All we know is that Canon has said they're limited. We don't know what that means. So how many of these exist? I don't know how many will exist. I don't know that one either.
Who knows? They're being cagey about that. Probably because they want to do more runs. But this is their 30th anniversary of Powershot, a celebration. I think they put it on the top plate. They also put it on a Peak Design strap that comes with it, I believe.
It's a nice strap. I like that little metal grommet or whatever you want to call that. Yeah, it's cute.
Not made of bus benches, that's for sure.
So what we're going to talk about here, while you guys who are listening to the podcast right now go into the comments and show us who your portfolio and tell us what you would take pictures of if you want to win this camera. This is a really popular model.
Yeah.
And it is a point and shoot. So Jordan was thinking, what other cameras that are point and shoots would we actually really like to see, like re-released or models that would come back? Is that right, Jordan? Is that what you had in mind?
Yeah, with a couple disclaimers. So obviously we'd like these brought back with USB-C ports, so they're nice and modern. Support for current apps. I think we let Panasonic off a little easy in the video review for, their ZS 300 not supporting the new Lumix Lab software, which rocks.
Yeah.
So I want all that.
If it had an EVF, I want it to still have an EVF.
That's the next one. No taking stuff off. Not allowed in this particular thought experiment. It has to have all the functionality that it had previously. And I was thinking, if we look at all of those together, what are some camera models like the G7X? Just like bring it back, just plop it on the market right now. Which ones do we think would actually do well?
Can I ask, actually, Chris, before we do this, what about the G7X is what makes it popular? Why do people like this camera?
That's a great question. I honestly don't know. I am confused by it.
You reviewed the original, right?
Way back in the day. Yeah, way back in the day.
We never did the G7X III, which is, again, one of my great regrets. Because at the time, we were like, it's another point and shoot. We didn't know it was going to have to carry the Canon Powershot lineage for like 8 years.
We did the earlier versions, and we did the G5X and stuff, which is a great camera. I actually prefer the G5X, but I think it's because the G7X strikes a very good balance of style, compactness, ease of use with like great lens and full manual control. It does not have an EVF, right? It's just using articulating screen to compose with. So I didn't really love it off the bat, but 20 megapixel sensor. It took beautiful photos. The lens is really nice.
It has 1.8 to 2.8. What's the? It says 8.8 to 36.8 millimeters. What is that in?
It's like what, a 24 to 105 got a calculator.
It's a 2.7 crop. Go.
Yeah.
You can sort it.
I refuse to math. I was hoping you would just know.
It was like a 24 to 110 kind of thing, if I recall correctly.
That's nice.
That sounds right. Yeah.
It had nice aperture ring. Not aperture ring. It has a control ring. It had a really nice mode dial around the exposure comp. So it made really good use of a small surface, nice little grip. I mean, they're cute little cameras. I still prefer having a viewfinder. The G5X I really enjoyed, but they had a pretty similar optical setup, just like a handling differentiator. I'd love to see that come back too, for sure. But I don't know why the G7X was so popular. Maybe because it was a little bit more affordable and it was a little smaller, pocketable. I don't know.
Well, I have a theory here, which is the same time the G7X series came out, the Sony moved to a long but slow zoom in the RX100 series. So the RX100 6, 7, if you wanted the latest technology in it, you're moving to a 24 to 200 millimeter equivalent that was a lot slower. So if you wanted a true point and shoot with a fast lens, the Canon's kind of the only game in town, which brings me to some cameras that I think we should bring back. But what are some current options? Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to point out, Sony did still have the older RX100s available. You could choose which one you wanted to buy. But yeah, the 6s and the 7s felt really silly. Everybody liked the 4 and the 5 still because of the faster lens. But yeah, you could still buy them. But I think there's like
the press trip for I think it was the 6 that I went on. And they were, I remember our buddy Mark Weir was telling me how great this was for like action sports and stuff. I'm like, who's doing that with this?
Nobody, no.
Yeah, they put like their best autofocusing algorithm, and like you can now take pictures of track stars. Why?
I think they were trying to compete with. We were trying to compete with Panasonic, I think, who were really taking away with the ZS100 and 200, and they were getting some traction there.
Made it a way worse camera. I really don't like the later iterations.
But you could still buy the 5. You could still buy the 5.
Yeah, it's just frustrating because, again, you're going back technologically with
Correct.
that. That's what the Sony problem was. Yeah, they didn't update a lot of the stuff, like the autofocus and stuff. Yeah.
In the better lens. I will still take the tracking. That sounds fantastic. But like I was like, I'm going to keep my 4. I had an RX100 IV. It's somewhere in this house.
It's a great camera.
Yeah.
But anyways, which what would you like to see come back, I guess is the question, hey?
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
I mean, I'll start because I was going through old clips when we did the recent ZS300 video there. And you might notice there's one with like some really sick handling and a super fast lens. And that's the Panasonic LX10, which has been discontinued for quite some time. And this is a direct competitor to what Canon's doing with the G7X Mark III. So here we got a 1.4 to 2.8 lens on that, starting at 24 millimeters. It was shorter. I believe that was a 24 to 75, if memory serves.
Nice lens, though.
What I loved about it is it had a very nice clicky aperture ring. That might come into play later with some of the questions that we got from viewers. Second control ring on that. It had like the tilting screen you could use above and below eye level. Just a really well thought out camera that I think it just kind of had that same fate where it came out right as point and shoots were dying off before the resurgence really got started. But I think a lot of people, if you look at what it offers right now, throw a USB-C port on that, give it Lumix Lab support. I think a lot of people, even though it doesn't have an EVF, would be really excited by that camera.
I think I would like the RX 100 V to come
to be remade
with all the stuff, give it all the juice that the
new
later
menus.
ones got. New menu, like just like take that though. I want that lens back. I liked that lens. It was perfect for that camera. I think as soon as they turned the RX 100 into a super zoom, it got crummy. That lens was slow, lost all character. I thought every picture that came out of it was just so characterless and bland. It took a camera that I felt was really like, this is a nice camera that fits in my pocket, into a point and shoot. And I don't really, if you know what I mean, like, because I think one of the reasons the point and shoots died is because we were getting so many piece of junk point and shoots that all were cheap, that all took really unexciting, flat, boring photos, that the lenses were all cheap assemblies. It just, none of them had any je ne sais quoi. And they took that away from the RX 100 when they made that lens long and slow. And I want the 5 back.
Right. You know, I feel like there are a fair amount of cameras that have been re-released, right? I mean, they basically have stayed the same. I mean, the LX100 you can get, the Deluxe you can get, right? So you have these options that all seem to be the more prestigious cameras. I could certainly see an RX100 coming back. That would be awesome. I'm surprised Sony hasn't done that. Although, again, we keep hearing this stuff from the manufacturers that it's so hard to source the EVFs and stuff. I don't know. But I was like, you know, there's a reason why a lot of point and shoots went away. I was trying to think about what are the funky compact point and shoots. You know, maybe they don't have manual control, but people liked them. Like the Pentax Optios, for example, which I always enjoyed because they were so small and stuff. But I'm like, those kind of died for a reason. I think they should stay extinct because either people are remaking really cheap ones, like out of China, you're getting all the Yashica models and stuff in the cities and stuff, or smartphones killed those for a reason, right? And a legitimate reason. Why carry something the same thickness of a smartphone when your smartphone does the same thing if it's not giving you some sort of enhanced user experience? And honestly, basic point shoot cameras for the most part did not give us enhanced user experiences. They were kind of a pain in the ass. So what are we doing? I was going to go a different direction. I'd want to see some old film point and shoot cameras come back in digital format. I think that would be awesome. The one that
you can't take mine. You know what I'm going to say? You can't take them.
I won't take yours. It's fine. What I would like to see come back, that I think would be awesome as a digital, I want to see the Olympus XA, the first model, not the other ones. I want to see the first model come back. This had a cool, sharp little lens. It actually had a rangefinder, like an actual coupled rangefinder, clamshell cover, tiny and pocketable. I want just put a the 1-inch sensor behind, like Type 1 sensor behind that. I think that would be cool. And
just keep the design exactly the same. People would go hog wild for this.
Dude,
it has like
a coupled rangefinder.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. They could just call it the OMXA with OM systems, and then just OMXA, 4 letters. That hot.
Yeah, dude. This camera's as old as I am, and we talk about like, why is it so hard to put rangefinders and things? It's not. It doesn't have to be super accurate. I mean, a Type 1 sensor behind this, maybe change the lens to something wider to compensate.
Oh, you want to go digital?
Yeah, I want to go digital. No, I want it to be digital.
Okay.
I want it to be digital.
I mean, they could put a Micro Four Thirds sensor in it. That'd be okay.
Damn, I mean, dude, if they could, that'd be great, right?
Well, because this lens was already designed for coverage on 35 millimeter. So like, if you take the same lens formula, you could definitely do it.
I get that the body design doesn't have a lot of space for batteries and stuff, and that's always going to be an issue. But the XA had this accessory A16 flash unit that you would stick on the side. That would then give you electronic flash, which everybody loves, right? But you could also stuff more battery power in there, make it coupled. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it would be awesome. But the fact that they actually made a full frame, they made a full frame 35 millimeter rangefinder that fits in your pocket like this. Awesome.
$450. That's it. Pretty good deal. An excellent plus condition.
They were not expensive cameras. They really weren't. Yeah. Were they the best optically? Did they always focus super accurately? No, but I mean, that's not what people are looking for anymore out of a compact point and shoot. And if you use like a Type 1 sensor or Micro Four Thirds, you're going to get even more depth of field to help cover any of those focusing issues. Like, dude, let's do it.
I want to see, in the same vein, I want to see both the Leica Minilux and the Nikon 35 Ti.
/ 28 Ti, yeah.
Either. Is that just the lens?
Yeah, 28 mil versus 35 mil. It's great.
You can have the 28, I'll have the 35. We can both be happy. But I think like if you bring the Leica Minilux back, and like it's actually a pretty, like Sarah has one, and every time she takes that out of her bag, I make a noise. Like it's me lusting for that camera.
Dude,
I want to hear it.
Yeah. That's it. That was a noise. And this thing is not like super thin. It's pretty chunky because he had to fit film in there. So like you don't even have to change the size of this body. You could definitely fit a battery in there now with the size that this is, and it would be so cool. People would love this. I don't even care what size sensor you put in there. Bigger, better, sure, whatever. But like if you want to just put a Type 1 in there, fantastic. I think that would work just fine. And we have waxed poetic about the 35 Ti multiple times.
Yes, we have
on this show. I don't think I need to go into it again, but that is one of the best looking cameras of this style ever made. Hard stop. And it's crazy to me that Nikon just was like, that was fun. And they just wandered off in another direction and left it there.
It is wild. I think what we're doing, think about the Contax T series, the TVS series, like titanium bodies, the Konica Hexars, I think what we're doing is we're really looking at, it's not even vintage. I don't want to call it vintage because I feel like those premium cameras from that era, it's not like getting a camera from the 60s. Those are just beautiful modern designs. They're timeless designs. And it is odd that the companies let go of this beautiful craftsmanship and design work and never reused it again. And so it's why can't, I want to see, I guess, the 2005 Mustang of the camera world. You know what I mean? I want them to make a modern version that harkens back to classic design things. But
when we were in the Nikon museum, was that last year or 2 years ago? God, that was last year. 2 years ago. Was it last? No, it was not last year. There's no way. It was 2 years ago.
No, it was like two years ago. Yeah.
Gotta be. The time is a flat circle. When we were in there and they had all of their cameras up there, and you get over to their last lines of cool pixels, and you're like, these are ugly. They have not aged well. They were probably ugly when they came out.
Yeah.
And it's like, you chose to do that when you had this, and it could have been great, and it still can be. Please.
Yeah. And it's tough. And I think it was a sad truth that you had to make these plastic, ugly, rounded blobs. They were literally blobs of a camera. Gross. And not just Nikon. Everybody did this for the most part, right? Some companies tried.
Who must we crucify?
I don't know. The cool Pixes were not cool for a lot of it.
Well, like everyone had a Canon had some too, and those were heinous, disgusting looking cameras. I'm pretty sure everyone made them.
The problem was, other than maybe Canon might be the one success story where they made more advanced cameras that were really successful. But everybody else, it seems like when they tried to make a prestigious camera, they got spanked. They got spanked by the users because they were expensive. Undoubtedly, they were expensive. And I guess there just wasn't that much of a market for people. Maybe people perceive digital cameras as kind of being toys, and why would you spend $1,500 on a toy even if it looks nice? Contacts, they try Yashica, Kyocera, they tried to make these high-end point and shoot digital cameras with novel designs, and it never worked out well. Leica, I think they kind of, they just went towards their rangefinder style. Pentax gave up. Like all these companies kind of just gave up on it. Nikon Coolpix A, they got spanked really hard. Like, I don't know, man.
A lot of spanking going on back there.
A lot of spanking.
All right, Chris and I have gone back and forth about this for a while. It's your turn, Jordan.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say is people are kind of craving a new experience with their point and shoot cameras, and I thought of one that could do double duty. People love on-camera flash now. They're obsessed with it. And I did an on-camera flash test with my kid the other week just to demonstrate with the ZS300 you could do it, and I said, I don't like the look of that, but a lot of people do. So why don't we take it to a whole other level? There's not a lot of hot shoes in point and shoot cameras as well. I think a lot of people might enjoy, even if it's not perfectly accurate, the experience of looking through an optical viewfinder with a zoom again. Used to be very common in point and shoot cameras. I'm going to say bring back the Canon G16. That was the last in the G series lines, had an optical viewfinder with a zoom lens, pretty good lens on that, full manual controls on everything, and a hot shoe. It was like the point and shoot you could zhuzh up the most. And I think kids would really enjoy that experience now.
I think Jordan basically just wants to resurrect the entire Canon Powershot lineup, I think is what he wants.
I give you two.
This is a chunky, odd-looking camera.
Yeah.
But it was the distinct look of like all enthusiast point and shoot cameras, like the Nikon, like the I think it was 9000 series, Chris. They're like top of the line Nikons. Or 7000s.
Like yeah.
Were also very reminiscent of what Canon was doing in that same kind of style there.
When was this? Do you remember?
Can you still buy a G5X?
You can buy a G16 from KEH in Excellent Plus for $527.
I was really looking at doing that for our point and shoot thing a little while ago where I shot the Sigmas instead.
But you didn't?
But that was right near the top of my list of an alternate.
Yeah. I mean, shooting the G5X again was great. I really enjoyed it.
I think what's throwing me about this Canon, the G16, is the placement of the viewfinder. It's like not centered, but it's like close to the center. So like my brain doesn't know how to process something that's intentionally slightly off.
It's like the designer didn't use the align tool when they were initially setting it up. It's just off enough to be wrong.
Yeah, he just eyeballed it. It was like, that's fine. It'll whatever.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, I'm not going to tell people to leave a comment about which one they'd like to see brought back, because I'd rather you leave a comment and tell us what you would like to do with a G7X Mark III, because we're going to give one away. We look forward to finding out which one he's going to do it. I'm curious to see all of your photography. Yes, Chris.
This is the ultimate one right here. Anyways,
oh, that's your point and shoot.
Canon Golf, man. Canon Golf. It has an EVF, bro. It's got an EVF in it.
Does it take pictures? I can't remember.
It does take photos. I don't remember either.
I told you that I wanted us to make almost a parody video about that thing, where you would actually treat it like a camera and go take pictures.
And I might have said hell no, but it's got a laser rangefinder in up to 800 yards.
So Chris, for those listening, Chris is holding the Canon Powershot Golf. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
and it was released, I think, like 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and it looks like what can I say that it looks like? An AM radio.
It's a rangefinder. It's like a little golf rangefinder. You hold it like this.
Sure, or like a pocketable radio.
Yeah.
God, that dates me.
It's got a big digital zoom on it. I don't know the specs. I didn't look it up. I just found it. I'm like, what?
You know what? Like a pager.
I'm glad you found it, Chris. We're gonna have you make a video about it.
I know. No, see, that's why I shouldn't have shown it, because I knew you were. Why did I?
Because it's fun. Will you not have fun? Jeez.
No, this is not fun. This is torture. I'll use it for shooting. I'm not going to use it for, and I don't play golf, so I'll use it for target shooting.
What have you been up to?
Chris, go fast this time.
I got my blood work back. I'm getting old, so I'm trying to like get in shape. So I have been the last couple weeks like revamping my lifestyle completely. So doing the intermittent fasting. I'm really watching what I eat, bringing my calories down. I'm losing weight. I'm lifting weights. Kettlebell came in, doing that. Playing a lot of Quest.
I'm so proud of you, Chris.
We're going to see.
Chris and I are both on a journey, similar journey together.
But
he and I.
Yeah, but what sucks is I'm the guy who's like, let's just go eat whatever the hell we want now. And now I have to be the annoying guy like, oh, I don't know if I can eat there. Like, oh, I'm going to be leaving half portions and stuff. Yeah, that was you. And it was freaking annoying. And now I have to be
all right.
But because like I'll pound back a burger and pizza and stuff, and that's not going to happen anymore. But you know what? I feel good. I feel really good. Lots of energy. It's doing good. So we'll see what happens in a couple months.
We need you to stay healthy for your YouTube retirement.
Sure,
that's key.
Yeah.
Sure.
When they put us out to pasture.
Yeah, I'd like to see my daughter get married one day. That'd be nice.
God, yeah, we need you to get to that point.
Yeah.
Okay, Jordan.
I'm doing something similar, but I'm not going to talk about it lest I fail. So that's my policy with that going forward.
I'm getting updates on my watch from you, so I'm seeing you're doing something. I saw
I'm
open
doing
goal.
more.
It was undisclosed.
No, but Jaron, we're not discussing this again.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. I don't know anything because you put open goal of just broad workout, so I don't even know what you're doing.
Nope, no one does. It's going to stay that way. Yes, exactly. Anyways, that's a thing.
Chris likes to tell me that I have a disease and a sickness, and so I was shocked when I texted him a week ago.
It's an addiction.
Okay, I texted him a week ago.
It's straight up hallmarks of an addiction. Yeah,
and I told him I had acquired a new camera.
That is the modern understanding.
Exactly. Sure. I told him I had acquired another camera, and he didn't respond at all. So I'm not even getting a rise out of him anymore. But here it is. We've talked about this on the show. This is the VZ6617. This is the one that has the.
Oh, is this the aspect ratio change?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it's very X-Pan-esque in the fact that you can change the aspect ratios. I probably won't because I'm a panoramic fiend.
Then why did you buy it? You have like 6 of these cameras.
Okay, so I'm working on a video called "We Are in a Panoramic Renaissance," and that is because this is the third, no less than 3. Yeah, Renaissance, like a revival. I don't know, Renaissance revival.
I'm trying to find a fun one-word name for it, like a benefer for this Panasonic.
He's trying to bring up Panasonic or something.
Third one of these that has come out in the last 8 months, 6 months even. I have all 3. I just think it's neat that there is so much interest. This was Kickstarted and successfully Kickstarted already. This combines a lot of the aspects of the Sasquatch and the CCB camera that I've been using into something that I think is almost perfect. All 3 of them have something about them that I think is slightly like gives them an edge overall. But I like this one because it's got 3 cold shoes, which allows me to attach this sweet LD meter. I'll talk about this too. This is my rangefinder and light meter. It uses a laser rangefinder, which is sick.
Like Chris's golf.
Anyway, this is super cool. I'm going to be doing a video about these and talking about why I think panoramic is awesome, which is well timed because we're going to also have that WideluxX video coming. So
cool.
Anyway, that's what I'm up to.
Let's get to the viewer comments because I got to go.
Okay. All right. Tech support. This one's from Andrew Hill. It's an email. Andy here from Denver, Colorado, and I need some advice on my next computer purchase. I'm a hobbyist photographer, and I currently have an M1 MacBook Air with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. It's been fine for the past few years, but I shoot on a Sony a7R V, and the larger files are really pushing its capabilities. That and the M1 actually, they're starting to show its age. It has noticeable lag on simple edits, and it's starting to hold me back. Apart from needing more storage, I'd like to start stacking images for Astro, but I'm concerned that this would push my plucky MacBook past its ability. Do you have any recommendations for a best computer in high megapixel photo editing? MacBook Pros seem like the gold standard, but the basic M chips and MacBook Airs, are they sufficient? Similarly, how much RAM is necessary? Relatedly, I started looking at models with high amounts of RAM, but I cannot be intrigued by custom PCs. It seems fun to customize things and it looks to be easier to upgrade down the road. I don't care too much about mobility. I could keep the M1 for mobile stuff, and I wouldn't mind giving some of the newer PC games a try. This sounds like you, Chris. And avoid trying to tie up my family's TV with a console. I don't know, I play my PC on a television. Is it possible to build PC what's comparable in performance to a recent MacBook Pro? This is where I really wanted to get the discussion going. If so, what could these specs look like? Would it be comparable in price? No. Are there Apple Silicon MacBook Pros really the best value for photo editing? Thanks for your advice. You guys are great, and I appreciate all the hard work you put into the show.
Yeah, that's a wild one.
Yeah, Jordan, you had an M1 for a little while, and isn't it behind you?
No. This is just an external monitor now, but I did have an M1 iMac for quite a while. It is currently a paperweight. I should really sell that thing. It's not doing much for me right now. But yeah, I did eventually start to butt up a little bit against the capabilities of the M1. But that was doing pretty heavy video edits as we started seeing some higher resolution cameras, and especially as more raw video became commonplace in some of the latest ones. That's where I was bumping up against it. I will say, we did a video a long time ago where we compared that M1 Mac to a PC, like a high-end gaming laptop. And the one area where you could definitely feel the slowdown a little bit was when we did mass image processing, like a time-lapse sequence, which would be the same kind of workflow as stacking images for Astro. We did bump into that for sure. And software is just going to get more and more demanding, especially now that they're dumping so much AI stuff into it. So it's going to keep getting slower and slower. But the thing is, I am the worst person to ask here because I don't have experience comparing them with PCs, which both Chris and Jaron have. And Jaron has Macs and PCs. So I should just lean back in my seat, enjoy a beverage, and let you guys hash it out.
I have hard numbers too, like we've done.
Oh yeah,
benching.
See, Jaron's got the numbers. I just have the experience of using it. I don't benchmark it, but so I use a PC. That's what's powering it right now. I've got my PC right here, and I custom built it and liquid cooled and all that. Sorry.
What's your GPU, CPU setup?
I don't even remember anymore, man. I honestly don't remember right off the top of my head. This is an Asus something in there. I don't know. I usually used Intel, but I built so many PCs over my life. Like I used to build tons of PCs. Because partly it's fun. It's like you're modding something and customizing it. Partly because I was always wanting to play PC games. I was never a big console dude. I really loved PC games, so I was always trying to get extra frame rate and a little bit better cooling out of it and stuff. And so I naturally used PCs when I started my career with photography. Used a lot of gaming laptops, which I'm all against now because they're too noisy and they're just they overheat and then they get throttled. Yeah, they're awful. And now I do a lot of work on travel with an iPad M3 Pro, which is a powerful tool. And before that was an M1 iPad Pro, and it worked fine. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's tough. I get wanting to play PC games, and if you're fine with the desktop, you want to build your own. It's going to be more expensive now.
Now.
And that never used to be the case. It was always Apple that was so expensive.
It's the Flash.
And if you built your own PC, you'd save tons of money. That's not the case anymore.
Not anymore. And they don't necessarily even compete. So we haven't. So the last PC we benched, Mark, was a laptop. It was an Asus VivoBook Pro 15. It's not like top of the line or whatever, but the computer that I'm going to recommend to you is also not top of the line. So looking specifically at our Adobe Photoshop tests, where if you're going to do, and you can look at Lightroom too. I'll tell you both. But our Adobe Photoshop test, numbers are assigned to laptops, and the M5 MacBook Pro, just standard M5, is 13,824. That Asus VivoBook was 7,093.
Yeah.
So it's almost twice as good as a PC laptop, and that computer is more affordable than most PC laptops too.
It's wild.
It also will
do
that
power. Much power.
Yeah. Here's the thing, PCs, you got to keep, if it's a laptop, you have to have them plugged in to get maximum performance. With Apples, you don't. It's a huge differentiator. And then that's not even talking about desktops. I prefer the Studios for desktop. But like as far as laptops go, if you want to replace that, I think the M5 baseline M5 MacBook Pro, if you can find it still, is a very good computer, and you'll be very pleased with that. If you want to more future-proof yourself, you can spend more and get a higher-end chip, then those will last you a while.
But for what he's doing, A7R5 files, that's what I'm processing all the time. It's fine. My PC does it, but this is a pretty high-end PC, whereas like my iPad deals with those photos, no problem, right? So, and aren't the new studios like insane performance versus the price?
And it's also, I would say you only need to go get the Maxes and the Ultras and the Pro chips if you're going to do video. If you're not doing video, the amount of gain you're getting is not worth it for the dollar. Yeah. So what I'm going to suggest is go Google our MacBook Pro with M5 Max review and look at the charts. And you can see we have a lot of charts in there of computer performance over time, and you can check out which one of those is good. We've reviewed all these computers. Jeremy reviewed the MacBook Pro with standard M5. You can read that review too. That was from October 2025, so that's relatively recent. Highly recommend checking those out. I don't recommend building a PC right now simply because Flash is so expensive.
I was just going to say. If budget's not an issue, go for it. Sure, build a powerful PC. That's what I do. I do this because I can game as well, but PCs are pain too because they just they slow down and they have issues, and over time I gotta reformat this thing because it's just getting chock full of stuff. So but it runs Lightroom fine. A little slow.
I was just going to throw out quickly as well, because you mentioned mobility is not a concern. If you don't want to dump a ton of money, the new Mac Minis are super powerful and very affordable. They'd still be a big jump over your M1 if you're just looking for photo editing performance for like $600.
I think I'm contemplating buying a Mac Mini for the house. Yeah, just to have.
All right, I know Chris has he's got a doctor's appointment, right? Hard stop.
I'll give you 15 minutes. 13 minutes. 13 minutes.
Okay, well, we'll do our best.
10 minutes.
Next one is an email from Richard. If you read the review of the Nikon F4S that Pop Photo did a while ago, you will be amazed. Even DP review in its prime didn't have this level of detail. Is there anything that could happen to bring this back? Is the money just not there anymore, or is that no longer are people interested in that kind of a review? Sincerely, Richard. And so I have a link in here if you guys want to go look at it. It is on page 48 of Pop Photo on Google Books. You can see it. And I actually responded to Richard directly on this one. And to answer his question, I also told him we talk about it on the podcast. But it comes down to a couple of things. It's not necessarily that the money isn't there, but that's not also wholly untrue. Think about how this worked back then. This camera would be announced, and then units would get sent to journalists, and then magazines are on 3 to 6 month print delays. So they would have months to go use this thing and then write their story. And this would probably be one of just a few that this person was singularly working on. Yeah. And he would be paid a full salary for this.
And it's a lot of work. Yeah.
And it's a ton of work. Like if you look at this review, and I'll put a link in the description because it's super cool to look at.
The ads are fun too.
Great. Yeah, I think the one that I saw right before this was the Marlboro Man selling me cigarettes right before this. We don't have that tobacco money anymore. But this is like a long review, 10 plus pages. It's great.
Yeah. They go into everything, like what the flash power's like at different settings and exposures, how the matrix metering was working, what the pattern is. Like this is a lot of work. And
these days,
how they used to do it.
These days, we are told about a camera launch sometimes as little as a week before that camera is released. And if you sometimes sometimes days. And if you don't hit embargo time, you are very likely not making your money back on the amount of work it takes to do the reviews that even we do. Yeah. I will admit ours are nowhere near this detailed, but I don't think the average reader on PetaPixel or even the YouTube viewer is looking for this level of detail. It's not there anymore. And we don't feasibly have the ability to do it. Yeah. Right.
Frankly, though, I mean, I not to toot my own horn, but I thought we did a pretty good retrospective on the F4. Talking about, but we do have to. in our job, we do have to make certain assumptions that the majority of viewers already understand a concept, so we don't go over it again. Like, this was the golden age of photography. And in the golden age of photography, cameras are not coming out as often as they do now. And there was a lot of things, like there was a lot of technological advancement that doesn't really take place nowadays to the same degree, right? Nowadays, it's just like, oh, it's a little bit more DR. Oh, it's a little bit faster. Oh, it's a little bit more points. Back then, like, manufacturers were coming out with crazy new technology, and it was such a competitive market, and it was such an exciting time in film photography. You know, Flash was a whole huge world of like, we can do these things a little bit better, and you can put gels in here, and ours has a little bit more range, and we tweaked the guide number. Like, there was so many cool things you could do, and it made a difference to a lot of working pros. But also, yeah, magazines back then were just awesome. Like, this was how you got your information. This was how you got it. The competitive level between the publications was huge, and there was tons of money involved. Huge amounts of employees, huge amounts of staff, working photographers on site. Like, yeah, it was just
let me tell you,
different scale.
I don't know that these people were held to this level of scrutiny back then, but I guarantee you Nikon was an advertiser in this magazine.
Yeah.
And if we were to do that now, you guys would absolutely wreck us. So, yeah, is there money?
Dude.
Not to the degree there was, and I'm certain, like I said, we're not getting cigarette money either.
Yeah. I always bring this up. Sorry. I always bring this up with like a lot of the old school sales reps that we dealt with back in the day. These are the guys who are like working in the 70s and the 80s, right? And I'm just like, you know, the press events we go to now are fantastic. It's not a complaint at all. But I'm like, guys, I can only imagine what it would have been like going to Tokyo in the 70s and 80s for these big press junkets from Pentax, Nikon, Olympus, Canon. What was that like? And they're like, Chris, I'm just going to wink. I can't tell you. We'll just leave it at that. But it was off the hook, bro. Like, that's all they're like, you have no idea, and it will remain that way. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
all right.
They are not like that anymore. Now they're meetings in fluorescent lit rooms, and then they say, get out of here.
What an amazing time to be in the industry, I think, in like the 80s and 90s. It would have just been unbelievable.
So I guess this is a good time to mention this. Chris, on page 57,
yes.
What is that in the caption you see there? Accessory for what is it? I believe that's a Power Grip MB20.
Oh, yeah.
Does it look like this?
I know. That's very sweet of you.
I got this for him, Jordan. I found
MB20.
I found an MB20 grip. This is I got this for his birthday, but I told him I had to tell him stop shopping for certain things.
Yeah, I was legitimately going to buy another F4 with that on there.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
So I'll bring this to you the next time I see you.
But now that you know what? Now that I'm trying to work out and I got the kettlebell going and stuff, I was like, maybe I'll just carry the F4S around and not.
Well, then what did I get this for?
Yeah,
this
sorry,
took
it was a waste
so
of
much
money.
Effort.
It's a really nice thought. I really appreciate it. But
the Chris of cameras past would have really appreciated that gift, Jared.
Now he's like, I want the heavier one. Okay, well.
I'm actually looking for an F4E. I need an MB23 with the battery pack.
It drops the frames per second. I did not know that, but thanks to Pop
just
Photo.
Under 4. Yeah, just under 4.
There you go. All right, we'll do one more.
Okay, yeah, then I got to run.
Hi, this is from Yamin. Hi, Jaren, Jordan, and Chris. Actually, it's Jaren, Chris, and Jordan. I'll read it in the correct order. Love your work.
Last place.
It's because you're tallest. You can see over us, like in the line. I recently upgraded from my Canon 7D Mark II to an R6 II, and boy, howdy, is it a jump. Yes, it would.
Boy, howdy is the correct phrase.
Yes, it is.
I mostly shoot live music at local bars with some portraiture and street on the side too. I still have my old glass, which includes the 24-70 f2.8L Mark I, which has been my workhorse for portraits and live music on my 7D II. With the R6 II, I bought the RF 28-70 f2.8, not the L. My question is it worth adapting my L glass to the R6 II, or have the gains in lens technology and digital corrections more than made up for the nicer glass between the two lenses? The shop told me the RF would have much faster autofocus than the EF lens, but honestly, I can't tell the difference on the R6 II body. What do I lose out by adapting? What do I gain with the RF lens? Should I just sell my DSLR L glass? Thanks for your help. Stay silly, Yamin.
Thank you, Yamin. The autofocus isn't going to be that different. There will be some benefits, but certainly optical performance, I would say the newer lens is going to perform pretty much the same or better than that classic lens, which is not, the original 24-70, that's a cool lens. I'd still hold on to it. You could see optical differences. You might like the character of it better, but the RF is going to be lighter. It's going to be a little bit faster. There will be more digital corrections, but they're, I think, very effective in how they use it. It'll probably be sharper. I haven't benched an original 24-70L in a long time, but I'm sure the new lens will perform better optically in most cases. So you might as well use it. But good on you for having that old lens.
I'm just going to tease this because there's going to be a few situations coming up where Chris will be out on the road and I might be making some videos myself. I am going to be doing a little series called A Little Perspective, and I'm going to be taking some of the highest end stuff that photographers lusted after, to use Chris's word, 15, 20 years ago, and compare it to consumer grade mirrorless optics now, and I think you will all be shocked by how far we have come. So, little preview: 24-70 version 1 versus that 2870 might be a good candidate for that. But anyways, that is coming. That's something I'm already talking to a few people to get some classic optics for, and I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what those findings are. Yeah, we desired these L series lenses so much back in the day, rightfully so. In the film era and the early digital era, these were like just pristine optics. But yeah, things have come a long way. We just didn't know any better, and we accepted a lot of issues that we don't need to accept anymore.
Okay, that's going to do it. I actually forgot that the feel-good story of the week was that Jeff Bridges made his dreams come true and made a camera, but we talked about that earlier. So, feel good about that. Feel it? I feel pretty good. I don't feel good about the price, but I feel good for Jeff because I don't think he cared. He just wanted to remake this camera.
Here's a feel-good story. You know what feels good on my body that is only available for only a short while? Oh, yeah. It's our signature Harper Finch shirts, which are going to be going away very quickly after this podcast drops. So you should definitely go check it out if you're at all curious about a film on location, you cowards. Get your Bilf Hunter on. Get your classic PetaPixel. Some nice options there that are going to disappear forever. So you should... did that make people feel good saying that they need to panic and order quickly? Yeah. It made me feel good talking about these sweet designs.
On that note, I did get an email from a viewer recently that said, "Hey, when are you bringing back the original Loca shirt?" And I said, I don't think it's coming back. You missed it. You gotta, if you want something, you gotta, we may bring them back in the future. We'll do another loop around, but there's no current plans to bring that Loca with the description of what that means and like a dictionary text on there. Okay, last thing.
I gotta run.
Sorry, Jordan, what do you say?
Ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I'll sell mine for $1,400.
Wow. Okay, not worth it. Last thing, while we will close the entries for that camera on Tuesday of next week, we will announce the winner on the next podcast, which will not be published until the week after on a mystery date because I don't know when I'm publishing it. We have a very busy schedule ahead of us coming up here, so look for it. I currently have it scheduled for the latter half of that week, but we'll see. We'll announce the winner then, but when the drawings will close on May 5th at 9 a.m. So there you go. All right, Chris, get out of here. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thanks to B&H for providing us with a camera to give away to everyone, and have a wonderful time. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.